My name is Ryan Sudek. I'm the CEO of Sage Investment Group. We're headquartered in Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle. And our mission is to address the affordable housing crisis in the United States. And the way in which we do that is we buy hotels and we convert them into naturally affordable apartments all across the country. I've been the CEO of Sage for about 2.5 years now. And when I joined, we had an internal accounting team made up of about five individuals. At the time, we only owned, probably about 1,000 units or so. I was the de facto CFO. The accounting team was reporting to me, and it was taking up a lot of my time. And as we planned for large growth, it was important to find ways to be able to scale. And for me and my organization to focus on the areas where we add strategic value to our investors. So we went out and we sought to find a good partner that could do just that for us. Certainly the team that we had was good, but I wanted experts who had seen other funds and companies like ours and had learned from those experiences and could apply them for us to be more efficient and to be more institutionally ready for larger investors and to be able to scale as we went forward. When I joined, we were doing, I hate to admit this, but we were doing expense reports on PDFs and working with the CAS team. Now we've got a scalable team that have been fantastic partners. We've gone all in on the technology solutions that they've recommended, and it's been fantastic for our business. The amount of time that my team and I need to spend on managing our accounting function has gone down dramatically, and we have just great partners on the other side that feel just a part of the team, even though they have a different email address. When we were going through the process of identifying who we wanted to outsource our accounting function to, it was important for us to find a firm that could offer kind of holistic suite of solutions. So we weren't looking just to outsource the core accounting function for our properties and our fund, but also looking for that same partner to take care of our tax accounting. And so we wanted to make sure that on the tax side, we were going to get great service from folks who were going to be able to bring their expertise in from working with other real estate funds, and then marrying that with an internal accounting team and having those two teams share the same email address and coordinate together, I think has been pretty powerful. The teams have just been so collaborative to come together and work together, and it's made things just much more efficient that way. So we looked at other firms that were similar in size, but I think the relationships that we formed at the partnership level were super important. The CohnReznick team was just focused on being very solution oriented and thinking about how they could help us grow. I'll talk a little bit about the transition from our in-house accounting team to CohnReznick. We'd already had the CohnReznick team ready to go, but they had scripted out a whole onboarding plan for us. And over the course of about 30 days, we were able to let the team know about the transition, our internal team. And by the end of that 30 days, the CohnReznick team was right there to step in to our existing processes. But then came time to start talking about how we can make things better with the CohnReznick team. So the transition went quite well from my perspective, and I've had a lot of experience in M&A and bringing teams together, and I think the CohnReznick team handled the sensitivities with care and put out a good plan that was well prepared to help us execute quickly. When we first came to CohnReznick and jumped on board, we were using QuickBooks Online. At the time, I think we had 20 different entities. It was a nightmare from a reporting perspective. We were using these kind of overlay tools to try to run reports. Our expenses were running through Expensify and mapping the chart of accounts across everything, running consistent reports. It was a nightmare. To put it lightly. And so working with the CohnReznick team, I think we kicked off with them in about September and October. But as we turned the calendar into the new year, we looked at bringing in a new technology solution. And so we found that in Sage Intacct, and we partnered with the CohnReznick team to implement that software for us. And then we also added in Bill.com for AP. as well as expenses. And, having that one unified AP plus expense platform and having that, work so well with Sage Intacct has been great. It used to take days for us to do our investor reporting. Now that's all built in and aggregated with one click, which just makes it a lot easier for all of us. Also not having to do manual reconciliations across the different entities. Obviously, it's saving time for the accountants who are working on these books. When we transition from one technology solution to another, there's a lot of changes that needed to be made, but they're really for the positive. I think there were some pain points that our team felt, even just with credit cards and getting AP taken care of. We used to do AP all in house, and it wasn't automated. We didn't have the big infrastructure support that comes with CohnReznick, to be able to process that AP for us and being able to have that great kind of visibility across the team to see where invoices are and where approvals are, and being able to code them appropriately. So honestly, the transition from our previous solution to our new one went pretty smoothly. And our team was so excited to break from the pain that they had been feeling with the solution we had before and move to what CohnReznick had been recommending. They're all very, proactive, but also very prompt in responding to questions. And then the broader support team, are organized well so that, I don't have to necessarily know who to go to on the team with a question when it comes up. The teams organize themselves well. We've got an email alias that's specific to our company, and there's always someone on the other end that's going to be able to pick that up in a timely manner. And that's not just for me as CEO. It's not just important to me, but it's also important that the rest of my team has access in that way, because questions come up. Yeah, we have big ambitions for scaling. We currently have about 3,000 units in our portfolio, and our goal is to get to 15,000 units over the next 5 years. And so with that, we've built a great team to help us execute on those goals. And I feel like with CohnReznick and the deep bench of support, I know that we're gonna be able to grow and have an accounting team that grows with us and a tax team that grows with us as well. So this year alone, actually, we landed on the Inc. 5000 list of the 5,000 fastest growing private companies in the United States. We were number 338 this year, which is pretty high, relatively speaking, and a great win for the team. But we couldn't do it without the CohnReznick team. It's been a fantastic experience working with the CohnReznick team. Just having that one-stop shop for all of our accounting and tax needs. That's going to be able to support our growth. That's helped us improve our operations from an efficiency perspective, but just also having a confidence. I'm out there talking to investors, asking them to invest with us, and it's great to have the confidence to be able to do that, knowing that I've got a great backing with the CohnReznick team.